Hi, it's Florian, and in this video I'm going to tell you why values are really valuable when introducing Scrum or any other change process in your company. But especially for Scrum they are. And the reason for that is that it's really hard to argue values. Ever think about someone who is really religious and has the 10 commandments he follows? It is easy to predict his actions. It is really easy. And you will never argue the commandments. You might argue with him, does it make sense to follow them? But you will never argue the commandments themselves. So every value is something that is really hard to argue. And people make it really hard to argue their values as long as they follow the values. So the moment you don't follow the values, the moment you say, I'm a believer and I live after the 10 commandments, and then you cheat on your wife, people won't believe you anything anymore. That is exactly why it is so important to follow the values you have. And when you introduce Scrum or when you live Scrum in your company, you must be aware of the values behind Scrum. And you must channel every decision you make, everything you do in Scrum through these values. And what is a really good guideline for values behind Scrum is the Edger Manifesto. I used those in every training I gave internally in our company. And I asked people directly, what do you think or what does that mean to you? What does this value, for example, working software over concise documentation, what does it actually mean for your daily work? How would you follow it if you had to? What would you change? How would you see that someone doesn't follow it? And that is really important. So it's really important to know these values, to spread them over the company, to align people on these values, and for everything you do, follow them. And it is so easy then to align also Scrum Masters and product owners, because often they struggle with, what answer should I give to my team if they have questions that are not in the Scrum guide directly? So what should I do? And actually, if you have these values, you filter your decision through the values, and if it's aligned to the values, it's not wrong. So you should leave your interest behind. You shouldn't decide based only on your interest. You should always take the values into account, because you must be aware, if you do not do that, then people will say the same thing to the believer who cheats his wife. They won't believe you anything, and you cannot repair that. So if you don't live after the Scrum values in the Scrum process, you will fail, because people won't believe you. And management also needs to know that. So it is really important for you, if management takes a decision based on their interests, what they usually do, to tell them it is against the values and they compromise the process of introducing Scrum in their company, which they usually think they will benefit from, but you can tell them you won't if you compromise it, or if you don't have an explanation for your decision that is aligned with the values. So following values for every change process, especially when introducing Scrum, is a really, really important thing. That's it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and see you.